Hey. Welcome back, everyone. I am the Educated Natural. Welcome to my channel. I am super excited to have you guys here. I know it has been a while, but life be lifing sometimes. But I am so grateful that you have taken time out of your day to spend a few moments with me. It is greatly appreciated. Now, if this is your first time here, let me welcome you in. I am the Educated Natural, and I can make you this vow while you are here. And that vow is I will never leave you uneducated. Not while you are here. Can't do it. But for those of you that's been rocking with me for a while, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. I know it's been a minute, but we are back. Listen, many of you over the last few months have inboxed me about trademarks, and I am greatly honored that you saw something in me that allowed you to trust me and to trust my knowledge base on trademarks. And I'm honored that you reached out to me to get your questions answered. However, instead of me answering these questions one by one, I said, you know what? Let me take my audience on a journey as it pertains to trademark attorneys. Many of you saying, Kim, I don't know which way to go. I don't know if this is a good one, or if this is somebody I need to stay away from. I just don't know. Can you help me out? So I'm here today to do just that. Now, before I get started, I have to say hello to those of you that's already here, just here like right now. And as we go through this, I will periodically say hello to everyone that's here. So thank you, Cynthia, for being here. It's great to see you, girl. You are doing it over there. Keep being great, sis. I'm loving what I'm seeing. The life changes you're making, the weight you say you're losing, you're doing excellent. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Precious Pieces, for being here. Hello. Thank you, OCD's Chick Nikki. Thank you for being here. It's great to see you. And as everyone's starting to come in, I see people are popping in here. I'm going to go try to slow this thing down and give everybody a chance to get in because several people have inboxed me as it pertains to this topic. So I want to make sure that you don't miss it. And to ensure that you don't miss anything, if you're not a part of my family here at the Educated Natural channel, you know what to do. I don't need to say it. Wherever you are, if there is a place for you to make sure that you don't miss another video, whether it's educational based, entertainment based, whether it's a podcast, you already know what you need to do to make sure you get those notifications as to when I go live or as to when I release a video. I'm not even going to tell you what to do. You see those buttons down there, you know exactly what to do. Hello, She is Sunshine. Hello, thank you for being here. Hello, Miss V. Thank you for being here. Greetings. Hi, Four Corners. Thank you for being here. Okay, guys, listen. Let's just go ahead on at the top of this segment and just address this elephant that's in the room. And that elephant is not every trademark attorney or attorney, period, is created equal. Okay? You're going to find some that are more knowledgeable than others. You're going to find some that are more focused than others. Just do your due diligence to make sure that you find the right IP attorney. Thank you, Four Corners. Thank you so much. Just make sure you find the right IP attorney for you. I could work with someone, I could recommend someone to you, and they'd be horrible in your opinion. That's why I tell people, I'm going to take you today through a process that you could use to kind of vet out and find the right attorney for you if you so choose to work with an attorney. Here is why I always recommend those that are thinking about filing trademarks to work with an attorney. Whether you know it or not, filing a trademark is an actual legal process. And who better to know about legal processes than an attorney? More specifically, an attorney that has gone to school and received their credentials for IP, which is intellectual property. I don't know if you know it or not, but in this day and age, it's important if you are in business or if you have created anything that falls into the trademark category that you protect your intellectual property. If you do not protect your intellectual property, be prepared to have copycats out there, stealers out there, counterfeiters out there. They are going to take your stuff. And the only way to try your best to protect it is through intellectual property protections, through copyrights, trademarks, patents, and all the above. All the IP protections that are out there, you need to see where you fit in at, where your products and services fit in at, so that you can do everything within your power to protect your house. That's kind of how I put it. When I think of my intellectual property, it has to be protected, just like a house. You put an alarm on your house to protect it. You have items in your house in case somebody tries to come in to protect it. So your intellectual property should be protected in the same manner. Bottom line, you have worked too dang on hard to allow a confiscator, a counterfeiter to come in there and put their hands on something that you were God-given to create. So that's why I wanted to take you guys on this journey to kind of show you just a little bit, just a brief synopsis of what I do when I'm vetting attorneys. So let me look back over to my chat before we get into this thing, because I don't want to be here all day with you. I know you have other things to do. So who did I miss? Let's see here. Late Night Crafting with Stacy. What's going on, sis? It's great to see you. Tamika Davis, thank you for being here. It's great to see you. All right, I think that's everybody. Okay, so many of you have inboxed me over the last few months and said, Kim, who do you recommend? Or if you don't have any recommendations, who do I need to talk to? Well, let me tell you, the list is long. It's very long. And the reason why it's so long, because ever since the thing that changed the world, y'all know what I'm talking about, a lot of people have been filing trademarks. And the reason why they've been filing trademarks is because a lot of people started businesses. A lot of people started businesses because we were locked down and the creativity just kind of went wild for a lot of people. So people were thinking, okay, I've formulated this item, I've created this item, that I want to do this course, this service. Where do I go? How do I protect it? So everybody started inboxing me saying, hey, I noticed you have that R by your name. What did you do? How did you do it? All these questions started to come. And especially since January of this year, I have been inundated by so many business owners and content creators that are saying, hey, how do I file a trademark? What do I do? Where do I go? Well, I don't know if you have noticed or not, but many attorneys, especially a lot of what I'm going to show you today, have increased their prices this year alone. They started last year. Some of them had major price increases this year. I have yet, and I'm being honest with you, to find an intellectual property attorney that will do just one trademark for you for under $1,000. I haven't found one, not one. Every single one of them are over $1,300. So just going to get that in your head for a minute. If you're going to use an attorney 9 times out of 10, you're going to be paying over $1,000 per trademark. Now, many of you may fall into the category where you're doing several different things. You're producing several different items and services that could possibly fall within various trademark classes. For instance, let's say you do mugs, like this mug right here. Let's say you make mugs, okay? You want to protect your mugs, all right? But let's say you also do chapstick or lip gloss. Those two things are two different classes. No, there is no one trademark that covers everything you do. No, ma'am, no, sir. There is no such animal. Every single one of these things could fall into different categories. Let's say you do apparel, right? You do apparel, you do shirts, you do hats, you do socks. That's another category. So just imagine how much it could cost you per item with an attorney. If each attorney is charging over $1,000 per trademark, how that could add up for you. But it's your intellectual property and you have to protect it. So I kind of wanted to put that out there for you to let you know this is not going to be a cheap process. The cheapest way to do a trademark is to educate yourself on how to file one, take someone's course like myself, that will teach you how to do it yourself. And that way it's going to cost you between $250 to $350. That's about the cheapest you're going to get it. Even if you use services like LegalZoom and all those types of things that are out there, those services that'll help you file your business paperwork or file your trademarks, they're all over that $1,000 threshold. So I wanted to put that out there. This is not going to be a cheap process, especially if you're looking for help from outside sources such as attorneys and these other types of attorney-based businesses. They're not going to be cheap. So be mindful. The cheapest you can file a trademark is about $250, and that's directly through the United States Patent and Trademark Office, and that's at the uspto.gov. The minimum is $250. All right? I want to make that clear, because for some reason people think, oh no, it's cheaper. It's only cheaper if you find somebody that's going to backdoor it for you. I mean, I'm just saying, if you find, your cousin or somebody, they may, hey, give me $100, I'll file it for you. But if you, maybe, that's a chance you take. All right. I've seen that blow up in some people's faces, but I'm not getting into that today. But I wanted to let you all know, because there seems to be this misconception when it comes to trademarks. And there's some people that are not telling you the full truth. But I'm here to tell you there have been so many changes and updates at the USPTO office with the attorneys that are there. So many changes. And I'm going to show you a couple of those things today. If you just hang with me, you're going to learn something. Because I told you, I will not leave you uneducated. But for those of you that's looking for an attorney, you're looking for attorney recommendations, this is for you. Now, many of us are on social media, and many attorneys are also on social media, to include YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, etc., TikTok. They're everywhere. A lot of them who used to be behind the scenes are now becoming front center on camera, and they're telling you about their businesses. And sometimes the ones you see most prominent on these social media platforms may or may not be the attorney for you. That's why I tell you, vet your attorneys. Just like attorneys and business individuals and CEOs vet clients before they work with them, you need to do the same thing when it comes to your IP attorney, because they're not all created equal. Don't let the pretty pictures fool you. Also, you need to be aware that some of the attorneys you may see front and center on social media, they have a team. Because this was a question that hit my inbox. They wanted to work with this particular attorney, but when they went and did the consultation, one of the attorney's team members, who's an attorney, but they're not the actual attorney of the firm, they're a member of the attorney's team, was the one that was going to be working with them through their trademark process. They didn't like that, because they had grown to know and see the face of the company, which was the CEO of this particular law firm. And that's who they wanted to work with, not a member of the team. So be aware that if the attorney that you see on social media has a team, 9 times out of 10, they're going to put you in the hands of a team member. Hopefully, you'll still get the same elite service and respect, but be aware. Sometimes that team member may be taking over your trademark versus the attorney you may see on social media. So I wanted to put that out there. So it's still the same law firm, but you won't be probably working with the head of that law firm. All right. Because that seemed to be an irritant for some people that they see on social media. They thought they was going to be working with this particular attorney, but they end up working with a team member instead. Also, another elephant in the room. Let me just go on and put it out there. I hope these attorneys don't get mad at me, but the truth is the truth, and I'm going to back it up with facts. All right. Just because you work with an intellectual property attorney does not, and I repeat, does not guarantee that your trademark application will go through without a hiccup. Meaning, there is no guarantee that just because you use a trademark attorney, that attorney at the USPTO.gov office will not find an issue with your application. That does not mean that just because you use an IP attorney, that your stuff will even get approved by the USPTO attorney. I have seen several people spend thousands of dollars with attorneys. Thank you, E-Money, for being here. Hi, Jamie. Thank you for being here. Hi, Liz. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Just because you use that IP attorney, there are no guarantees. So don't think, okay, I'm going to spend this $2,000 and I'm going to get this trademark file and I'm going to entrust in them that they're going to get this through. If they come back to you and say, look, there is a major issue, it may cost you extra money to fix, depends on the attorney. All right. So don't think that the attorney is going to do enough research in your case. That's why you yourself need to do your own research before you even go to the attorney. So you will have an idea as to what that attorney may find. So you won't be blindsided thinking that because you spend all this money with an attorney, that something on the other end can't stop you from moving forward. See, that's something I hardly ever have heard an attorney say. Most of them will sit there and say, oh, we're going to get you through. We're going to get you through. They can't guarantee that to you because they're not the IP attorney over at the USPTO office. They can only fill things out, do their research as best as they can, send it in, and hope for the best. Hope for the best. Something every applicant goes through when you file that trademark. But I will tell you, if something goes wrong, if that IP attorney at the USPTO office needs something extra, be prepared if it's something big. For instance, if you file a trademark and it requires some type of litigation on that lawyer's part, be prepared. You may have to pay something extra to get that issue resolved, if it's even possible to get that issue resolved. So I want to make sure you are educated to know, yes, you may pay $1,000, $2,000 if you use a lawyer or more. I saw somebody today said $4,000 for one trademark. I was like, yo, what in the world? But yes, don't think just because you use an attorney, it's going to go through. Any issue could arise that are out of their control because they are not the approving authority over your trademark. That is in the hands of the attorneys at the USPTO, not the attorney that you use. Okay. So I just want to let you know that if it's something major that attorney at the USPTO office deems unacceptable, you may, as the applicant, have to pay that attorney or the person you're using to file your trademark an extra fee to fight on your behalf. So I just want to let you know that so you're not blindsided by that. Okay. Miss V, you have no idea. Some of these prices I have seen, it's like, you want, wow, okay. Good gracious. And I say that because in actuality, at the USPTO.gov website, the fee starts at $250. And for $250, you can file it yourself versus $4,000, $3,000, $4,000 using an attorney. Let me back up. One change that the USPTO did invoke, I think about the summer of last year at some point, third or fourth quarter of last year. Before that, they used to issue you your trademark certificate. Right? When your trademark goes through and you get approved, they would usually send you your certificate. Well, I guess with everything else happening in the world, they decided they were no longer going to be printing those off. That if you wanted an actual print off and seal of your trademark trademark registration, your actual form that say you can frame it and everything, said, hey, look, here's my trademark. If you wanted that form, now you have to pay an additional $25 for it. So what used to be free is no longer free. So go on and take that $250 if you file it yourself, add $25 to that, $275. That's your minimum if you want that certificate in hand. If not, it'll be on your computer. You can log into the account and you can just print it off. It won't have the seal on it, but you can just print it off for free. I'm just saying, but it won't have the official seal. It'll still be your trademark. You just won't have that pretty seal. Okay. So I wanted to kind of put that out there to you. There's been a lot of changes. Yes, there's been a lot of, and the way that the trademark certificates look now is busted. If you ask me, I'm just going to say it looked like a plain piece of paper. Like, I'm not kidding you. It looks like a plain piece of paper. Maybe I can find one on here when we go and I show you guys some things that I found out. You'll see one. It looks totally blank now. Like all the little description that you write in your trademark, they don't put that on there anymore. So I'm like, I'm paying $25 just for the seal. I guess that's what you're paying for. I don't know. But a lot of attorneys put that fee into their price for their clients because they like to send their clients out that certificate. Okay. So I want to let you know that it's no longer free. So that's one of the reasons why attorneys increased their prices and fees, because the USPTO started incurring that fee to people, that $25 for the certificate. So that's one of the you go steal your own certificate. I know, right? I'm gonna keep my $25. But yes, and hopefully when I go over to the USPTO website, maybe we'll pull up someone's trademark certificate that's recent, and you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. But let's get into this attorney thing. Now, when I was building my Rolodex of attorneys for IP, I didn't know any of them. I still don't know them, you know of them because of social media, but you don't know them. I did a particular thing to vet out attorneys. So where do most people go? Which social media platform do most people go when they want to show off certain things? It's not necessarily YouTube, even though a lot of them are on YouTube. But I've seen an influx of them on Instagram. They are all over Instagram, from photo shoots to trips to all kinds of stuff. They're all over Instagram. So I said, you know what? Let me see who the trademark attorneys are on Instagram. So I'm going to pull up something real quick so you guys can see how I vet attorneys when I'm looking for a lot of stuff, but we're going to keep this focus on attorneys. So give me 1 second. I'm going to get this screen share set up here. Okay, let's see here. Give me 1 second. Let me get this off the screen. Okay. All right. Entire screen. Share this one. All right. So while that's coming up, let's see. Okay, before I get to that, let me answer this question. See if you guys can see it. I hope that pops on the screen. Let's see. There it goes. All right, it's working. Okay. MTGV Crime Podcast, Ms. V, we affectionately call her. She says, what if we don't want to learn how to do it ourselves and would rather pay an expert like you? Great question, Ms. V. Great question. Yes, I do teach a course to show others how to file their own trademark. If you don't want to wait for the course, you can always inbox me on Instagram or contact me through my website, which is www.theeducatednatural.com. I will answer those questions for you, give you all the details and the price, or you can actually just go to my website. It'll tell you right there now if you just look for IP. And you will see what services I offer and the price for those services. It's not going to cost you as much as an attorney. I promise you, it's not going to cost you that much. But there is an associated cost for my services in this. Like the saying goes, I do this, okay? This is what I do. I don't just teach you how to do it. I will actually even walk you through the process to help you get that trademark filed. I also do the research that an attorney would do in order for you to ensure that your trademark will go through. I will show you if there are other names similar to yours, just like yours, and dig down into whatever it is you want to get trademarked, because the trademarks, like a lot of things, all are based on research. The deeper you go, the more promising it is for you to get that trademark approved. Some people go deeper than others. I try to go as deep as humanly possible before you pay the whole fee of doing that trademark, because there's nothing more disheartening than paying all that money for a trademark just to have the simplest thing be kickback. Another thing, let me go and put this out there because I don't think many people know this. So let me hide this on the screen. Another big change that hit a lot of people this year, probably the close of last year, but I know it's hitting this year hard because they inflicted it, or should I say inflicted it? They activated it last year. Before, when you filled out your application at the uspto.gov website, you were able to put a mailing address in there, and you could still put a mailing address in there. And a lot of people, especially business people that want to protect their privacy, were putting in PO boxes. There was no issue. For years, there was no issue in using a PO box. Hello, Robert. Thank you for being here. There was no issue in using a PO box or one of those addresses that you can get from places like UPS, USPS. That's not a PO box. It's like an actual street address, right? But it still points back to the post office. One of those addresses. Yeah. There was no issue with the USPTO with you putting that as your mailing address. Well, things have changed. It seems that if you put a PO box based address in your mailing address, they are requiring you now to put in an actual address as your domicile address. The reason is because they need to ensure that that is where you are, not a post office. They are going to literally type in whatever address you put on that application. If it comes back up to a post office, they are going to kick your application back. You will not get your trademark until you put in an actual address on that application in the domicile area. The problem with a lot of people was like, oh my goodness, I don't want everybody to know my actual address. That's why I have the PO box. I'm with you. But what I can tell you is that when I put my address in the domicile box, it's private. All you will see on public view is a bunch of X's in the domicile area. That's how they are protecting your actual address. But you have to have an actual address on the application. It's going to be your mailing address where everybody can see it, because whatever you put in that mailing address part of the application, everyone can see it. It's public knowledge, just like your trademark name. It's public information. But if you put your actual address in the domicile area, it is private. Can't nobody see it. I wanted to put that out there because a lot of people, such as myself, was in uproar because we were like, I don't want to give out my address. Anybody can look that up and roll up on you. Anything can happen, right? I want to protect that. That's why I went and got the PO box based address, right? To protect my privacy. But effective now, you have to have an actual address in the domicile area of the application, or they will not push your application forward for registration. So I wanted to make sure everyone knows that. And yes, they do look it up. All right. But I'm going to show you an attorney that actually got hit with that. This is an actual attorney that's filed trademark applications that got their own trademark kicked back because of that domicile address. Okay. Yes, Ms. V, it is very annoying, but it is what it is. So let's get over to these trademark attorneys. All right. So what I have done is, see if you can see this. All right. Yay. I've gone over to my Instagram and I have typed in, you go to search, Can I make this? Let me see if I can make this bigger. Yay. All right, cool. So you don't need to see me. You can just hear me. All right. So I've gone over to Instagram and I've hit search, right? And I've gone up here and I've typed in trademark attorney. I already did it. I'll click it there. This is what it brings up. All right. These are all different attorneys. If you scroll down, there are different attorneys that are intellectual property attorneys. So let's take one that's very popular right now. All right. Very popular. You click up here, you can see what her Instagram name is. She's known as the Biz Lawyer. Very popular right now on social media. You can see what her name is. So here is how, let me put me back on the screen. So here is what I do, because I believe that if you are an intellectual property attorney, you should own some intellectual property. It just makes sense to me. So what I like to do is, if possible, I will click the link trying to find their website. Okay, so let's see if we click here. Let me see if I can open this in another tab. If we click the links, it brings up all of her links, and it tells you what she's offering and all those different types of things. Well, what I'm doing is I'm looking for her website. The reason why I'm looking for her website is because I want to see what the name of her law firm is. All right. So it tells you right here. This is her law. This is what her name of her law group is, right? So here's what I do. I'm showing you my process. I'll copy her name. I will then head over to the uspto.gov website. I may have to refresh my page here. Give me a second, because this thing will time out. All right. I will go here, the top choice, basic search. I will paste that name in, right? I will come down here in this field and I will click owner name and address. I will search. Okay. What did I do? Oh, it must be the punctuation. I should really have my glasses on over here. Oops. So let's see. Okay, so it's not pulling it up that way. So here's what I do know. I'll head back over to IG, right? I'll say, well, her name is this. She's paid for this, right? The blue check. That I'm guessing, I bet you her tagline is trademark. So I'll head back over to here. I'll type in the Biz Lawyer. Right? I'll search back up here. Just leave it plain. Back at the first choice, combine words. Well, look at that. She has all of these trademarks for this. But because I like to dig deep, I'll click one. I'll scroll down to here. I will copy this, not all that. The reason why I'm doing this, I want to see all of her trademarks. So then I'll head back here. I'll put it here. Because I want to see if I can pull up all of her trademarks. Still not working for some reason. So let's see. Can't pull it up by that? Fine. Let's do, it's got to be this punctuation. Oops. Can we pull it up like that? No, still won't pull it up. Let's put a space here. So it'll pull up these two. So then I'll click one. It tells me right here. But now I'm thinking, I want to see the full list. How do I get through the full list? Well, go right here. Her name. Copy her name. Head back to the main page. All the way back. Put her name right there. Now let's see what pulls up. Boom. These are all of the trademarks Attorney Pierce has filed for. The ones that have a registration number are the ones that's already registered. She's already gone through the process. She has been approved. The ones that are dead are the ones that she did not push forward in, or maybe they've reached their expiration date for her to renew. She decided not to renew. You'd have to click it, find out all the details of that. But for the sake of this video, I'm not going to take you through all of that. But if you follow her, you know she uses all of this stuff. Some of these I haven't seen, but this will kind of give you an idea of how I find attorneys. But she's not the only one. Let's head back over to IG. So that's just her. But as you see, there's a whole list of attorneys. So if I like what I saw on her Instagram, I would write her name down, realize, okay, she is an IP attorney that has registered trademarks. That's a great thing, which lets me know she knows what she's doing. All right. She's got some skin in the game. So then I will kind of scroll through, see if there's anyone else. Let's see. Radius is another popular IP attorney. So then I will go to her main page and I will say, okay, this is the name of her law firm. I will click her link. Yeah, this. Okay, her business is called, can I copy this? Let's see. Let's see if I can get a place to copy this. So Radiance, IP law. So we'll just copy that because I don't really feel like typing right now. So we'll head back over to the USPTO. We'll get rid of this one. We'll put, no, not that one. We'll put Radiance's name in there. IP law. As you can see, I've already searched this one. Owner name, all search terms with Ann. Okay. I'll hit this and I'll pull up all her trademarks. Because it's important, like I said before, that if you're looking for an attorney, they have some skin in the game. You want them to own some stuff too that lets you know they've gone through the registration process for trademarks. So these are the things that she has filed for. And if you want, you can always click these, see when she filed it, and all those types of things, and see what she filed it for. But this is how I vet out attorneys. Now, earlier I mentioned to you that there are some attorneys that have filed trademarks that did not get them through for various reasons. Here is someone that I found recently. This is the name. Let me go the other way. This is the name of her law firm. So we're going to see if we can find out anything about her. So we'll copy that. We'll go over back to, don't need this anymore. Don't need that anymore. We'll go back over to the USPTO website. We'll do the same thing. Copy it and paste it. So we're going to, of course, do it grammatically correct. Type her name right. There. All right. Owner's name, search query. And now we pull up all of this particular attorney's. Hey, passionately intrigued darks. Thank you for being here. Welcome back home. Glad you made it safely. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Hi, Grammy's Journal. Thank you for being here. So these are this particular Attorney Thomas. This is her particular list of trademarks that she has filed and had approved or are still waiting. So let's just click one. Okay, she filed this one in June. So thinking about it, let's see what the process is where she is right now in the process with this. I'm just clicking on one, just clicking around. Let's see what we find. So I click documents, and guess what? You see something shocking? I did. This right here. Now, a lot of people think I used an attorney. I paid a lot of money. I'm gonna show you just her fees. This shouldn't be happening. She's an attorney. Why is this happening? Why did she get what's called a non-final office action? This is basically, like I've told you in previous videos, this is basically the USPTO attorney saying, there's an issue. So you may say, she's an attorney. What in the world did she do wrong? So you click it. It'll bring up a file, and it'll tell you right there, domicile. Remember, I told you that the USPTO was stopping people from only putting in that P.O. box. Well, here's a clear example as to what it looks like. Domicile. If you scroll down, it tells you domicile, right? Applicant must clarify its domicile street address because the domicile address of record is for a third party commercial mail receiving agency and does not appear to be the applicant's permanent legal place of residence or principal place of business. And you can continue to read down there. A domicile address must identify either, number one, the permanent legal place of residence, which is the place an individual applicant resides and intends to be the applicant's principal home, or number two, the principal place of business, which is the juristic applicant's headquarters, where its senior executives or officers ordinarily direct and control the entity's activities. Basically, is where you do business at. Where do you live? Hello, Intro to Mills. Thank you for being here. Where do you live? They want to know that. They tell her what address that she put in there. And they said it has been identified as a commercial mail receiving agency by the U.S. Postal Service coding accuracy executives or officers originally direct and control the entity's activities, meaning that's a post office, like a lot of business people use to protect their privacy. The USPTO attorneys are searching whatever address you put on that application. If it does not lead back to an actual residence, they're going to kick it back. So this is what this particular attorney was hit with. All right. So I wanted to show you those examples because, like I said earlier, just because you use an attorney does not mean that it's going to go off scot-free. That could always be an issue. All right. I've heard a lot of these attorneys that I've shown you. There's a lot of them. You can go through them. You can type in Instagram if you have an Instagram account. You can do your own search. You can vet them yourself. I'm just giving you enough to be knowledgeable. But a lot of these attorneys may or may not be spreading this information to you. But as a fellow entrepreneur, a fellow content creator, or creative content, it's my job to inform you of some of the hiccups you may face during the trademark process. All right. So I don't want you to be blindsided when their attorney looks at you and says, hey, I need your domicile address. I need your actual physical address. Where do you live? Okay. What is your apartment? Where is your physical house? Where do you sleep? Where do you lay your head at night? What is that address? That's why the USPTO requires it now. Even if you did a trademark in 2020, 2019 on back, and you said, well, I used it then. Whenever you come up for renewal within that 10-year mark, you're going to have to put an address in there. You will not be renewed. Some of the things that they let slide, I guess you can say, earlier years prior to last year is not floating now. So take it from someone that has an earlier trademarks filed, and now I have a current, and the one I just filed last year, I'm going through the same thing. You have to put that address in there, and I just showed you. Even an attorney that you would think would know the new rules that would stay up on the latest rules and requirements, she also had to get reminded of that. So if you have any questions, I invite you. Hi, DJ Ron. Thank you for being here. I invite you to let me know what your questions are, but I wanted to let you guys know that, yes, there are a lot of attorneys that are coming on the scene now saying that they're IP attorneys, but you as the applicant, as the creative person that wants to protect your intellectual property, you have to be knowledgeable as to everything in this process. Things are constantly changing. Things that worked last year may not work this year. You need to understand that a lot of these attorneys are not cheap. There are some attorneys that will tell you if you filed your application with another attorney, they will not help you when you come to them. Think about it like a dentist. If you've ever gone through an orthodontist, once that dentist starts working on your teeth and you decide to move to another state, that new dentist is not going to take over that case. The same thing this particular lawyer has said. She's saying, if you come to me because of an office action, if it's not something small like a domicile, anybody can put an address in there. Okay, you don't need a lawyer for that. You can do that yourself. But if you come with that particular attorney with a bigger issue, let's say the USPTO tells you we're sorry, but you have a likelihood of confusion issue, meaning that there is someone with the same or similar name or term or sound or color, whatever you're trying to trademark, they are not going to approve it. You're going to need a lawyer to put in a legal brief to fight for you. There is going to be a fee associated with that. Now, I can't tell you what that fee is going to be. Every lawyer is different. But you need to be aware you may have to pay additional money for a lawyer to fight for that. I've personally had a couple of creators come to me because their applications were kicked back for one reason or another. And when I looked at it and I did my research on it and I read what the office action said from the attorney at the USPTO, I knew immediately, I can't help you. You need a lawyer. You need lawyer, and you're going to need some cash. You're going to need some credit. You're going to need a card. You're going to need some money, because that means that lawyer has to get in there and start typing up legal briefs trying to fight for you. I know someone right now that's a content creator. She already has like 10 trademarks that she has approved. And this one, which probably be like her 11th one, her lawyer is fighting, trying to convince the USPTO to approve her trademark. She's been fighting for almost 2 years for this one trademark. And they are saying no because of this. Her lawyer would turn something in. Nope, because of this. Nope, this lawyer is like, no. But her lawyers are still fighting. In almost 2 years, they are still fighting for her to get this trademark. That's how long and how serious you have to decide. How long are you going to fight for this? Is it worth the fight? Another thing that came to my attention, someone else received a cease and desist letter from someone that saw their YouTube video. And the person reached out to me saying, what do I do? Because this person, yeah, it is Ms. V. This person was contacted by another company that said, hey, you're using my name, or you're using a name similar to mine. I need you to quit it, okay, basically. And the person came to me, and I looked at it and I said, hey, I put it up on the USPTO website. I explained it to them. Hey, this is what was said. This is the similarity, blah, 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 right? So that they would understand it in layman's terms. And they were like, well, I'm going to go see a lawyer. I said, okay, can you please just keep me updated to what the attorney says? I would love to just know, just for my own knowledge base, right? Hey, okay, I can't see who that is. Hold on, give me a second. Hey, the analytic gardener, thank you for being here. And I was like, I wonder what's going on. So they followed back up with me. Come to find out, the lawyer told them the exact same thing that I had told them. The lawyer told them in order for them to do the brief, it was going to charge them X amount of $1,000. They paid the lawyer. The lawyer talked to that lawyer that was listed on the cease and desist. Lawyers were kind of doing back and forth lawyer talk. They came to an agreement, but basically that person had to completely rebrand. They had to take down all the social media that had the name in it. They had to change the labeling on their packages from the products they had. It was just a mess for them. But if they wouldn't have done that, it was going to cost them even more thousands of dollars, because that company was going to sue them if they did not pretty much cease and desist the usage of this name. And they had, like I said, they had to pay their lawyer fees, and then they had to pay whatever was in the agreement as well. So this can get really expensive if you don't file your stuff early. How can I say this? Well, the earlier you file, the earlier you do research. Everything starts with research. That means pulling up whatever you want to trademark. Make Google, Bing, Yahoo, MSN, all of them. All the search engines you could think of. Make them your friend. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Research whatever you're thinking about creating, whatever name you're thinking about giving it. Type it in your search engine. Don't just stop at one. Type it in all of them. See what comes up. Don't think that just because your name is the only thing comes up that you are in the clear. This is where someone like me, and definitely an attorney, comes in for step number 2, because we are able to break your name apart and see, according to the USPTO website, what's there. And then other websites, what's there that you may not be knowledgeable about. You're thinking, you're not. Uh-oh, where'd I go? Camera just be taking people off the screen and whatnot and whatever. Yeah, because believe it or not everybody is Googleicious. And if you've been here a while, you know what I'm talking about when I say Googleicious. That means not everyone has made it to the front page of Google. They haven't did the SEO to get them on the first page of Google. So they're thinking, oh, well, my YouTube channel, I've had my YouTube channel for a while now. That means when you type it in, I should pop up. Do yourself a favor. See if that happens. If you just type in your name, boom. Let's see what happens. Let me show you. Matter of fact, let me show you. I would type in myself. Let's go here. We'll just search here. Let's see. The Educated Naturals right there. Right? We'll just type me in. Let's hit enter. I'm Googleicious, baby. You see me. From the top, my YouTube channel, my website's there, my shop's there, my Facebook's there. But you will also see some people that are using my podcast is there. You will also see people like this. That's a violation. They're using my IP in their name. But we're going to take care of that soon enough. But it will also show you who else may be using the same name that you're using. So you can see. And then you can see some stuff that has nothing else to do with me, just kept pulled up natural. So it kind of pulled up a lot of stuff. But the important thing here is to understand and to see if you are there. So I always tell people, see if you are Googleicious. See what comes up. Hello, Lisby. Hello, Cheryl. See what comes up when you type in your own name. Because people are out here doing this thing called stealing like an artist. I didn't even know it was a book called Stealing Like an Artist till one of the content creators here on YouTube got called out by his followers that said he was stealing designs. And so he had to do this whole video about it. Okay. And that's when he had the book in his hand talking about stealing like an artist. So I had to go see what that was all about. And I think it's a bunch of, so I'm going to leave it like that. Because some of that stuff in there is like, I'm like, you can't be serious, but that's just my thoughts, whatever, past that. But there are people out here that are truly doing that. They will go to your website. They will go to your YouTube page. They will go to your product page. They will sit back and watch you do a live, and they will literally take notes on how you do things and then go on their channel, go on their website and copy, or should I say steal like an artist. There are people that I know, and you probably know too, that have built brands as a direct copy. You can just look at this and that looks familiar. That looks real familiar. Wait a minute. That looks, I know where they got that from. From their name to the brands they have done, it's a direct copy of another company or another content creator. But the thing that gets me, nobody says anything. We all see it, but nobody says anything. But then people still follow them. And people still, mimic them. And then some of them will even look at you in your face and say, yeah, I'm copying the right cat. So you're a copy of a copy. But okay, we're going to leave that alone. That's your business. Do what you do. But there's always a repercussion or a consequence to every decision and choice that you make. Okay? So let's be careful with all this copying stuff. So I wanted to put that out there to you all. Yes, the analytic garden. I've seen a whole lot of copying. So I wanted to put this information out there to you all to let you know if you are literally looking for an attorney, just know they are not all created equal. Do not get caught up in the social media presence they have, because it may not be what you think it is. But be prepared that if you do decide to go through an attorney, that their fees are over $1,000 per trademark. Okay? Per trademark. So if you know you're somebody that does multiple things, you're going to have to pay that fee per trademark. Now, some of them will give you a discount, maybe by a couple of $100s or so, on a second one. Right? So let's say they charge you $1,500 for the first one, and then you need another one. Let's say you're going to trademark your name and you're going to trademark your logo. You may have to pay $1,500 for the first one, and then that logo, they may say, okay, $900 or $1,000 or something like that. It'll be like a discount. Some of them, not all of them. Some say, nah, you pay this fee per. Okay. So just know you may have to dig a little deep if you use an attorney. And even if you use an attorney, there is no guarantee that your stuff will get approved or it will be smooth sailing, because the final approving authorities, should I say, are the attorneys at the USPTO.gov office. It could be something simple or it could be something major. But even before you go see an attorney, or even before you come to see someone like me that teaches classes and helps people file their own trademarks, even before you come and see any of us or anyone else, make sure that you are knowledgeable enough about your name yourself. You have looked it up on social media. You have gone through the USPTO.gov website yourself to see if there's competition already for that name. I know it's tough. Trust me, I know it's tough. If you do that and your research shows you that someone else is already using your name, it's going to be tough. It's a tough pill to swallow. But unfortunately, you are late to the plate, baby. And that means somebody else is already using your name. They beat you to the punch. They probably saw you before you saw them, and they made it to the USPTO.gov website first. So I'm saying that because several of you I know who have reached out to me, and I have looked up your names. There are other people with that same or similar name as yours. Just a basic search. Type it in your name, breaking it apart. That's what could possibly hurt you at the trademark level. And if someone else already has that name or a similar name, you need to go see an attorney and see what that attorney's assessment says to let you know, baby, you may have to back up off that name. It's time for you to rebrand. Or they may say, well, we can try. They may be able to try because they want them dollars. So they may try it. You may get through. You don't know. But there are certain cases when it's glaring and it's like, you know what? Yeah, no, it's going to be a waste of money. This is not going to. And that's what research does for you, the applicant. If you are serious about anything you create, anything you are trying to build, you are your first line of defense by doing your own research first. Before it even comes out of your head and out of your mouth and on your computer, on any social media, you should have already researched it. Because there is nothing more disheartening than to start putting labels on stuff and launching this and launching that, and then decide you're going to go to get it trademarked and realize you can't because there are other people already have it, or your competition is stiff. And it's going to be very hard to get through that competition because they've already filed before you. And now you have to start all back over. So before you even do all of that, save yourself some time and possibly some money by doing your research now. Before you blow up, wait, like Dick Rooster likes to say, before you blow up and you're on TV, you're on radio and podcasts, you got products in stores, before you do any of that, do your due diligence now. Make sure you are research prevalent, meaning you're in Google, you're on wherever. Make sure your name is there. And don't just click the video tabs. Oh yeah, video. No. All. You want to go through it all, every single page, because you could possibly have some perpetrators that are using your name that may be on page 10 of a search. So go page by page, just, hey, do your research. Look. Because it's going to save you some time, some effort, and some money. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you for being here. Because your name could be just that common. And somebody else could like it too. And somebody else could watch a trademark attorney's video, even my video, and say, you know what? She's right. Let me go file this trademark. They could file it right now. While I'm sitting here talking to you, somebody could possibly be filing your name at the USPTO while you're still sitting there thinking about it. Somebody else already has claimed it. Y'all know right now on social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, that people are, pretty much buying those blue check marks, right? How sad is it if somebody is paying for that blue check mark and it's your name, but it's their page? It's a name similar to yours. They're already trying to solidify that thing, and neither one of you have filed a trademark on it. So basically, honestly, neither one of you truly own it. You don't own your name. You don't own your brand. You don't own any of that until you file a federal trademark, not a stateside trademark. Let me go on and tell you the difference between that, because that also came up in my inbox. Some people think that if they go and they file their LLC or their S Corp, right, under whatever name, they're thinking they own it. You do not. So they'll think, okay, well, I can just file a trademark through my state office and I'm good. You're not. That state side filed trademark only protects you in that state. All the rest of the states of the United States are free game. You can't stop nobody from doing nothing except for in the state that you filed in. If you want federal protection in all of the United States, that's where that federal trademark comes into play. It's a federal level. Federal is way more powerful than state. We all know that. If you don't, now you know. Okay? But here is something else you need to know. Just because you file a trademark here in the United States, it does not protect you outside of the United States. meaning Canada, Brazil, Germany, wherever else. In order to get worldwide protection, you have to file a trademark in every single country. Do you know how expensive that's going to be? Very. Okay. That's how you get global protection. So if you know you have a product line that's going to be global, meaning you're going to be getting things from China, Australia, wherever, and you have a growing audience there, and you're going to be touring there, you're going to be selling your products there, you're going to be doing events, you may want to consider getting a trademark in that country. All right. So I wanted to put that out there for you. The United States trademark only protects you in the United States. I have some additional things to tell you, but I'm saving that for my course that's coming up. And I'm thinking about coming back on here on Thursday, this Thursday. I got to check my schedule to make sure that'll be cool. But I want to have an open discussion with you guys because so many of you have inboxed me about different things, and I want to do it in a membership-based area. That way, those that want to know about trademarks and really watch me go in depth and wants to ask questions directly to me while we're on the screen, and come on the screen and we could talk, I needed to have it in a more protected environment. So I'm thinking about opening up memberships on my channel or on Patreon. So I want to kind of talk to y'all about this on Thursday. So kind of put that in your head that Kim should be back on Thursday. And I really want to have that open discussion with you because you all are my audience. And I would love to know where you would love to meet. Would you prefer to be YouTube? Are you okay with going over to Patreon? Like, where would you feel more comfortable to me? If you have direct questions, as a member, you have that access to me. Okay. If you would like to know how to file your own, like, look, Kim, look, Tim, I don't even have $1,000, rather less $4,000 to file no trademark, but I know I need to get this trademark. I'm going to be doing a course, and we're going to walk that baby through the process of filing your own trademark. This is how important protecting your IP is to me. I'm protecting mine, but I have just gotten to a point where I am sick and tired of people feeling. Thank you so much, Odom. Thank you for being here. Hi, J3, GS Forum. I've just gotten to a place where I have seen enough copying, enough stealing, enough underhandedness of people. I'm sick of it. If you're going to be a business person, then be a business person. If you're going to be a CEO, then you got to do what CEOs do. CEOs don't build on places they do not own. CEOs say, look, this is mine. I paid the rent on it. I paid the mortgage on it, right? I've taken out loans. I got all the equipment. All this stuff is in my name. And so my name, I need to own. This is what CEOs do. You want to know what Fortune 500 plus companies do, what millionaires do? They protect their intellectual property. Because when you own your name, you can protect your name from confiscators, copiers. And instead of going back and forth with them on social media, you have the legal backing to stop them in their tracks. There was a particular hair show a few years ago. They were having this disagreement. You might be able to find the video on YouTube. I should have brought that up. But the owner of the trademark had told this company, stop using my name, take my stuff off your products, back and forth. That company kept ignoring that IP owner, kept ignoring them. Well, this is where social media played in the favor of the trademark owner. Because the person that was using the name put it on social media that they were going to be at this pop-up shop at this hair show. I believe it was. This was a few years ago. And so what that IP owner did was went, filed a grievance, had law enforcement, waited until this person set up their booth at this huge event and rolled up on them and had them confiscate everything, every product, banner, everything that had their intellectual property on it. They confiscated it because by law, an IP owner can confiscate, burn anything you put their name on. And that's what happened to that person at a live event in front of hundreds, if not thousands of people. Everybody watched him get got in front of all those people, when all he had to do was obey the order of the IP owner. They wanted to play big and got in front of all those people. Hi, hi, Emery. Oh, hi, Emery. How are you doing? Yes, they grimy, Emery. Absolutely, they are. Hey, Big Rooster. And you know how embarrassing that would be to get embarrassed in front of all those people? All because you just tried to ignore the order, the cease and desist letter. Don't be next. I always say, do not be. This is something you do not want to be next in. A lot of you use social media to promote your products and services. Your name, your brand, your videos, your podcast, your this, your that, right? Do you not think that people who have a name like yours, similar to yours, similar product, same product, rolling the same type of things, aren't watching you? All they're doing is building up enough evidence to come against you because you are infringing on their trademark. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Intellectual property owners, trademark owners, do not have to alert you about anything. If they have a trademark in the United States, they could simply go get an attorney, and that attorney could send you litigation paperwork. It means the time you got to be in court. This is how much they suing you for, blah, blah, blah. And there you will be blindsided because you're not doing your own due diligence to see if you have the rights to even use that name in the first place. Even if you're not going to file a trademark, you still need to do your own research. You still need to see who's out there. Where am I in this mix? Don't think because you do a YouTube video every day or every so often that Google has automatically picked you up. That may not be the case. You need to search. I have on my calendar depends on what I'm looking for, every other week, I'm searching my name. I'm searching social media. One thing about intellectual property, there are companies out there, and this is a service I offer to those who I help with their trademark, that will monitor your trademark, and it will alert you when someone is using it. These are services that attorneys also offer their clients. Some offer it for a few months, some offer it for a year, just depends on the attorney. Not all attorneys are created equal. But when something pops up in a search engine, let's say you filed a trademark for your clothing brand, right? And it's hard to track it yourself sometimes. However, these systems are designed to do that for you. And so when someone else puts your information on a shirt, you will get pinged, you'll get an email, and it'll tell you the website where it came from, what it is, and then you can go click the link or find it, however it's set up, and then you can go and say, okay, somebody did a shirt. I am trademarked in apparel. So let me see who put a shirt with my trademark on it. What is it? So now you have that evidence to say, let me contact the person that's doing this and let them know, cease and desist, all that. Nah, that's not happening. So now you have a record of those that's using your name. But if you don't own a trademark on the name, you can hem and haw till you turn colors, child. You don't own that. That's free game. You don't own it until you trademark it, basically, on a federal level. So if anyone has any questions, please let me know. Like I said, I plan on coming back on here Thursday. And we're just going to talk. I want y'all to talk back, holler back at your girl. But I thank y'all for being here. If you don't have any questions, but if you're looking for an attorney, I just showed you earlier how you can go through. You can use Instagram. You do the same thing on YouTube. You can do the same thing on Facebook. Just type in, do a search for trademark attorney. And it will pull them up. And you can kind of go back and you can search through their social media, any type of live video they may have done, any type of reels they may have done, to kind of give you an idea if this is someone you want to work with or not. They'll also tell you their prices. And just in case y'all think I'm playing, let me see. Let me see if I can find some prices for y'all. Let's see. So I can show y'all. Let's see. I'm trying to pull up some. Good gracious, I think went fast. Let's see. All right, let's pull up this one. This was the last attorney I showed y'all. Let me go over to the top. This is her website. Let me show this. All right, this is Attorney Thomas at Dana Thomas Law. All right. If you scroll down through her website, go all the way down. Nice website. But you can see what her trademark packages are. She has 2 plans that she's showing here. It tells you exactly what each plan entails. You scroll down, right? Then you look here. Under this plan, you got 4 monthly payments of $550, or you got 6 monthly payments of $550. So you add that up and tell me what you get. These are her fees. Okay? So now, let's head back to IG. Let's go over to Trademark Attorneys again. Let's check out the Biz Lawyer. She usually has a picture that shows, let's see, it may be, I don't feel like searching through all of her stuff, but she offers different things, as you can see here. Where is her? Let's see. I was trying to see. Let's go to her website real quick. I wanted to see if she had her prices on here. Oh, there you go, right there. Boom. Trademark filing starting at $2,750. This is what that package entails. Okay. You could look at it there. I believe this may be for 2 trademarks. I believe I heard her say that on Instagram. I was trying to see if she had it. I don't see it. But I believe I heard her say this is for 2 trademarks. But I wanted to tell you, I'm not lying when I tell you that nobody is doing trademarks under $1,000, not attorney-wise, that I have seen. All right. So I wanted to let you guys know I'm not making this up. It's expensive when you lose an attorney. So don't be shocked. I need that $9.99 free. Don't we all? But like they say, nothing is free anymore. Free is gold. But I wanted to let you guys know, like, these prices are real. You know, and sorry, J3GS Farms, they don't give military discounts. They don't give military discounts at all. So these are their prices. So just be aware. I just want to let you guys know that if you're searching for an attorney, these are the things you need to be aware of. A couple of years ago, I reached out to an attorney. I think the cheapest I found, and this was like 2021, was like $1,350. That was like the cheapest I found. And now they've gone up even more. But the best thing you can do for yourself, take it from someone like me, is educate yourself. If you don't want to pay these thousands of dollars, educate yourself on how to file your own trademark. And if it's too hard, you can definitely reach out to me. Like I said, I train people how to do their own. I help you through the process, but my fee is not going to be these prices I've shown you. All right, because you're going to be taking it into your own hands to file your own, and I will show you and walk you through the process. That's what I'm here to do. All right. So if any of you need any help, you can always reach out to me, The Educated Natural. You can visit my website at theeducatednatural.com, or you can inbox me on Instagram. Just look for The Educated Natural. You can't miss me. I look the same, maybe more hair, but we'll get to that later. But it's me. If I could help you in any way, I am here to help you. But you all know I'm all about education. If I can educate you, baby, I will educate you to death, to life, okay? Because I believe in what the Bible says. The Bible says my people perish for a lack of knowledge. You're not going to perish on my watch. Not if I can help it. If I can help you, I will help you. Also, thank you, Big Rooster. I was told to go back and listen to Miss T's live from this morning. I was busy. It's class. It's almost end of the school year. We're doing some things over here. However, I did go back and check that out. Thank you so much for the great words you said. You put me in there for his podcasting. Yes. Those of you that wants to start your podcast, if believe it or not, I used to have a team of helping people do podcasts, and it was great. And to see that there are so many people now trying to launch their own podcast, I have the opportunity to help people in doing that as well, is great. It doesn't have to be like dragging yourself through quicksand. There are people like me that's also knowledgeable and to help you do that. And so, hi, Unbiased. Thank you for being here. So if you need help, some advice to get your podcast started, I am here to help you. Some people have asked me, hey, Kim, I heard your podcast. How are you able to do it the way you do it? How do you get your edits? How do you do all that? That's another thing I will be adding to my membership. So we're going to talk about that on Thursday. So don't worry. Hopefully I'll be back on Thursday, and we're going to have that one-on-one. You can come up, you can talk to me, you can ask me questions. I need your feedback. For those of you that have opened up your memberships, I want to know the good, the bad, the ugly. For those of you that said, look, I didn't do my memberships on YouTube. I do my stuff on Patreon, or I do my buy me a coffee. I want to know, because I'm trying to research that stuff. If you're already using it, I would love to know your opinions on it. So join me back here on Thursday. I want you to talk to me, help me get a clearer understanding, help me decide which way to go. But I'm getting inundated with so many questions in my inbox about trademarks and now about podcasts. I would love to kind of put that in a place where we can talk and everybody can, become knowledgeable at the same time in a controlled environment, those that want to know. Because not everybody wants to know about trademarks. Not everybody wants to know how to start a podcast. You may want to know something else. That's that collective target audience. If I can help you, I want to have an environment or a place where you feel comfortable and we can talk these things out so you would not be confused, and we can even weed out the bad information that may be out there. I'm here to help you, but I want to make sure that I have a place that you feel comfortable enough and it's easy for you to get into, that you could join me and we can talk about it and help each other out as we're all trying to grow here. All right. Like Juicing with Jay says, each one teach one. That's what we're trying to do over here. So if I know something, you know something. All right. So if there's something that's interesting to you, join me back over here on Thursday so that we can talk these things out and come up with a viable solution so that everybody can get their questions answered together. There is no, and I've said this 1,000 times and I'll say it again, in my world, this is my world, okay? There are no big I's and little U's. Never feel that you can't ask me a question. You can. If I'm one, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to say one or two things. I'm going to say, I don't know, but we're going to go research and we're going to learn together. We're not going to leave you unknowledgeable around here. If I don't know the answer, and maybe somebody else may know that, maybe Anthony knows the answer, maybe Passionately Intrigued know the answer, I will say, hey, let me ping her, let me ping him, let's get this thing answered for you. But walking around in a daze, confused, don't know which way to go, not on my watch. Those days are over. We have to teach one so that we can grow. I've always said it since 2013 and before that, actually. but I made it public 2013. When I would say, if God is going to elevate me, it's my due diligence to turn around and pull you along with me. If I'm going to the mountaintop, it would be crazy, in my opinion, for me to make it all the way to the mountaintop and just look down on you in the valley and see you struggling. That's not how God wants it. If he elevates one, it's our responsibility to turn around and help others that want to go. Now, I'm not dragging you. Either you want to go or you don't want to go. I've done that already with people, and that just made me tired and just frustrated. If you want to go, let's go. If you want to ride, Sally ride, let's ride. Okay? But you got to want it just for yourself as bad as I want it for you. I can't want it more than you. Same thing goes with your business. If you want to run that thing like a Fortune 500 company, you got to be willing to invest to make sure that baby is protected by any means necessary. But you're going to have to want it, because I'm not going to be trying to pull you this way and you pulling back this way. Now we're in a whole tug of war. Nah, you have to make up in your own mind what it is that you want. I'm not going to pull it. You got to sit there and say, Kim, I want this. I'm like, you really want it? Yeah, I want it. Let's go. Let's work. And I'm going to make sure you get there. But you got to want it too. You got to do your part. That's all I ask. Be teachable, be ready to learn, be ready to work. That's all I ask. Anytime I go in someone else's program, a course or something, I go in there with a clean, I don't know anything. I go in there like a blank slate. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. Teach me. I'm always a student. And that's what I require out of my clients. Be a student. I'm going to get you there. But it's going to require some work on your part as well. It's going to require some homework. Did you Google yourself? That's the first thing I asked you. Did you Google yourself? What did you see when you pulled up Google? Did you see any competition? Did you go on social media? Did you see any competition? Anybody else using your name? Did you go to the uspto.gov website? Anybody else using your name? Anything similar? What did you see? Before I even get started, what did you see? Because that's going to let me know how much work I'm going to have to do to get you where you're trying to go. But if you don't do anything and I'm trying to do all this work and I'm having to bring you back some bad news, don't come at me. This is what survey says. Bing. Okay. Boom. This is what it says. All right. So I wanted to make sure I spreaded that news to you all. If you're looking for attorneys, that's one of the easiest ways to do it, is just vet them through their social media. But hey, the price is the price. That's kind of where it is right now. The price is the price. So there you have it. I pray that you all did your research, especially if you're trying to launch anything this year. Do your research on it. I've been doing for the last 2 days. I've been trying to come up with a name for my upcoming things that I'm going to be releasing this year. And when I tell you, this has been something else, because I'm trying to come up with the most craziest things for titles. Everything so far that I have come up with has been used either on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, it's in Google by somebody else. And even though these individuals haven't trademarked it, they're using it. So for me, that gives me pause, because I'm like, no, I don't think I want to do that. Because once I trademark it, now I got to go to them and say, stop using it. They already using it before I even filed a trademark. So I don't want that. I don't need that in my life. I don't need to complicate things no more than they're already complicated. Okay. So I like to find things that are original. That's why I'm always big on originality. I try to find things that nobody else is using. Because once you file that trademark, now you got to go back and fight against these people. And now, if you can't prove, let's say you just started using it last year, or within the last 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, this person could have been using it since the 90s. They just didn't trademark it. But everybody knows them by whatever this thing is. And now here you come filing a trademark, and that person can meet you in court. This has happened to people. They can meet you in court, and they'll pull out documents from years prior to your usage. And now that judge is probably going to favor them over you. So you have to think about that as well. So please, if you don't get nothing else out of today's discussion, please get this. Research. research, research. Before you file your LLC, research. Before you file, because that LLC and that domain that you probably just bought don't mean you anything without a trademark. Because somebody can file the trademark and come to you and pay a fee or whatever they got to do, and you will lose all of it. That's how powerful trademarks are. That's how little powerful LLCs are and domains. So don't think because you got www.whatever.com or .org or .whatever, okay? A trademark trumps all of that. So let that be mindful to you, how important a trademark is. So the sooner you do it, the sooner you start the process, the sooner you will see if there are going to be any hiccups out there. So I just wanted to make sure I left you guys with that. I'm going to get out of here. I know there are other content creators that are going to be going live today and the rest of this week. Make sure you all are supporting each other. If you see someone in the chat that you are not familiar with, I would encourage you to head over to their channel. See if you like what you see. If you do, become a part of the family member over there. If there's someone here in the chat that could help you, if you need, I don't know, let's say you want to file a trademark and it is for apparel. And you're thinking, well, I'm going to use some other third-party company. Stop. Stop right there before you go to a third-party company. There are creators here that do apparel. They do socks, they do t-shirts, they do hats, they embroider, they sew, they do all of that. Okay, they got glow forges, they making wood signs, they have all kinds of stuff. They got laser cutters, they got all kinds of stuff, okay? Right here in this chat. They do keychains. I'm telling you, before you go outside of the community, check within the community first. Because 9 times out of 10, it's the people in your community that are supporting you on your channels anyway. So why not reciprocate that love by going to them saying, hey, I want to trademark my name on the brand. Can you do some apparel for me? Here's what I need. Y'all work out the details. They get you your stuff. You ready to go. Just that simple. So please use the people in the community before you go outside the community. All right. All right, guys. That's all I got for you. I hope I've said something that have made you think, left you educated. All right. I love you all. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Love and Live, for being here. Hello. Thank you, Tristan Natural, for being here. I think I missed speaking to you all. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you, Growing with Hudson, for being here. You have any questions? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Well, at least until Thursday when I come back. But you can always hit me up on my IG in my inbox if you have any questions. Thank you, Black Guns and Gardens. Thank you for being here. Oh, that's great. Hold on, let me show this. Come on, get on the screen. Thank you for the info. You motivated me to file my trademark several months ago. Thank you. I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you. If anything happens, you need some advice or anything, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. If you need me to look at something, just holler and we can go over the details from there. Great job, Black Guns and Gardens. Nice, nice, nice. Yes. All right. I don't see any questions, so I'm not going to hold y'all any longer. Oh, thank you so much. Absolutely passionately intrigued arts. You know I got you, girl. You know I got you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Urban Garden Chronicles. Thank you for being here. Hello. All right, guys. Well, until the next time, and like I always say, be blessed. Continue to be a blessing to others. And until the next time God allows us to meet, enjoy your journey, everyone. I'll see you guys soon. Be blessed.